Please, a little bit of silence. Before we get into the evening's proceedings, I'll call on Father Sean to say grace after, and there's a few words to say as well. Thank you.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. We give thee thanks, O Almighty God, for these.
Somebody should get her clothes. Did you call her?
She's gone away on a second honeymoon for the time being.
With somebody else.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I introduce the best man, Noel and Dad?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you very long. It's just at this absolutely wonderful occasion, 50 years, I would like to thank Pierce's family for the great honour they bestowed on me.
Are you okay?
Here she is.
The honour, in actual fact, I would like to think was to the family as well, because the love and affection we've had towards these two wonderful, beautiful people over the years has, in actual fact, been absolutely marvellous. It's a double honour for me as well, because I'm taking the place of Uncle Tarlac, who the family has had tremendous regard for. We are a twin family, similar in upbringing. That says something for the people that are here, and they'll probably look at me rather peculiarly and say, well, you know, we're not like you. But I'm afraid the Athlone crowd, you are. It was the model of that particular year. I'm going to, when I stand down from here, I'm going to think to myself, well, there was 101 things I should have said, and never did. Piers and Rose, in actual fact, over 50 years, has been both mother and father to us. And as you all reflect on the memories of the last 50 years, the hospitality, the love, and that is the theme word, love, has overflowed really into all of us. It is fitting that we should, in actual fact, on this rather special occasion, try to return in some small way that love which they've given to us. It's manifested itself in this wonderful occasion here that the family have prepared for them. We are, and we hope ourselves, that 50 years of marriage, which is copybook style, will be ours as well when we reach 50. We have reveled really in the philosophy of life, wonderful philosophy of life, which has always been, but there's no time really for materialism, snobbishism, or greed. Their hospitality has been a byword, and I think you will all agree that you yourselves here today will verify that for me with a round of applause. The theme word for Piers and Rose, there is only one word, sometimes debased in modern society. It is 4 letters, love. And I am completely inadequate in actual fact to describe that. So I'm going to leave it in actual fact and quote from the great bard himself, which I believe has written this purely for Piers and Rose. If you bear with me just for one moment, please. It says, "Let me not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when it alteration finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is a never fixed mark that looks on tempest and is never shaken. It is the star to every wandering bark, whose worth unknown, although his height be taken. Love is not time's fool, through rosy lips and cheeks, within his bending sickle's compass come. Love alters not with brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved." Here, before I stand down, over the 50 years, these two marvellous people, in actual fact, have been displaying their hospitality and their love. We enjoyed every moment we were with them, and we're sorry when we had to depart. Some have not been here today, they have passed away, but I'm sure they are here. Charge your glasses, please, and raise your glasses to departed friends. The toast now for Piers and Rose, which he has quoted himself on numerous occasions on weddings, christenings and other functions. May you see your children's children, even to the 4th and 5th generations. I exaggerated because they're going to go on forever.
What can I do after that? I can't do it. Thank you all for being here. For those that came a long distance, and people came from America and Canada, we've had greetings from France, and we even had a card from Japan, from Declan Brown, who was over there, and from Japan, Tokyo. I did say Japan, didn't I? And I want to thank you all, and for all those from the past that appeared here today, and brought a lot of nostalgia to the occasion. And I thought a lot of clever things to say, but there, of course, Donald came in and he stole a lot. But Liam Nolan, the broadcaster, you might know him as Liam Nolan, we know him as Billy Nolan from Cole. He was the son of a great friend of mine, Eddie Nolan. And he wrote in the Irish Catholic, so, well, it's not Shakespeare or anything, but he quoted from this American writer, and I thought it covered it very well, you know? And if I can find it, yes, he wrote, amongst other very complimentary things, he said, he made many wise comments, not a few of them having to do with parents. I'm quoting Noel now. How right he was to say, there is no slave out of heaven like a loving woman. And of all loving women, there is no such slave as a mother. Those of us who are blessed with good mothers, and he has in brackets, Mam and Rose, I hope you are listening, will identify wholly with that and feel gratitude that is beyond words to express. Henry got it right also when he said that we never know the love of our parents for us till we become parents. I hope that people who never had the privilege of becoming parents will not feel angered by that. But I believe it to be true that the experience of having had children widens and deepens one's appreciation of just how much love our parents had for us. Now, I have great love for my family, myself, but we're not an expressive family in that. But I was very, very touched today in the church and everything they had done. And then to look round and see, you know, all the old faces round, like, you know, it brought me back years, and you have them up from Cove and those people that we were very fortunate in our 50 years. We met some lovely people and made lasting friendships that crossed all lines, both religion, political, and other interests. It all crossed those lines under one big family. Are you listening, Tom Burrow? Yeah. And it's grand to see you all here, and we have Stephen Coffey, our great boxing champion from the IABA. It's an honour to have him here. And we've lads from the Naval Service. We've Dickie MacDonald, the real veteran. He brought over the first MTB boat for our Naval Service. And we have this young lad over here. And I'm glad to say I took the hump off his back and I put it on his chest. He's looking well. And I've run out of clever things to say, but Slán is banach. This can Mairi Antalu Gudir.
Hello, everybody. We're just going to run through very shortly each member of the family, the things we have ourselves. The very first disappointment my parents had after being married was they were let down about a flat they had arranged in Sandymount. But they quickly got some alternative accommodation in 13 Bagot Street. They stayed there for a very short while. And after that, they moved to Essex Street, where young Pierce Jr. arrived on the scene. Now, the year was 1940, and whilst Ireland was more or less at peace with itself, the rest of Europe was at war. My father worked with the Irish Hospitals Trust, and due to that fact that the war existed, the Hospitals Trust closed down. My father, after attending a meeting in College Green, addressed by Cosgrave and Eamon de Valera, joined the newly formed Naval Service, and he moved to Cove, County Cork. Thank you.
I have to read now. On their arrival at Hallbowl in Cove, County Cork, they took up residence over a bookie's office in Casement Square. From there it was to a two-room flat in Mrs. Gleason's house at Albert Terrace. And on then to 27 Wolf's Home Street, and finally to 27 Lower Middleton Street. Here another son, Sean, joined the family. And in this house followed two more sons, two more cultures. They'll have to come up winners in 2 weeks' time between Cork and Dublin, so we'll win either way. And I was born in 1944, and Dermot followed in 1945. That's it. So I'll hand you over to Dermot now.
Like Rory, I've got to do a little bit of reading. In 1948, Dad left the Navy, honourable discharge of course, and he to move to County Dublin. Now, Mum and Dad moved to Selbridge, County Dublin, with 3 children, and I did say 3 children because Sean stayed in Cove in the arms of God. When they went to Selbridge, they lived with Mary Jo, and they also, the same year, went to New Road, number 2 New Road, and lived with Miss Nellie Bushell. Mary Jo and Nellie Bushell being 2 great people. Now today we're here celebrating 2 other great people, Mum and Dad. I'd just like a quick word about Dad and a quick word about Mum. I remember an incident that took place a great many years ago, maybe 30, and we sent my brothers around Portmarnock doing a bit of camping, and Daddy arrived out with the rashers, the sausages, and he sat by the knife at the fire. And when it was time to go, he got up and he made his way towards the bus. And I, being the youngest of them, ran after him. When I got alongside him, there was a bit of a tear in his eye. Now I couldn't understand this. It took a number of years before this could actually see through what was wrong. And in recent years, I went to Craig with him, and the same tear appeared in his eye. And it dawned on me then that Dad put a great value in simple things and his family. Mum, well, there was a dark period in my life, and my faith wavered a bit because the winds was taking out my sails, you might say. And Mum egged that faith and restored it in me. And when I ran out of courage, I found Mum had enough for the 2 of us. And I always remember her words. She said, Dermot, pull up your socks, God is good. Well, I pulled up my socks, and no need to tell you, God was very good. And finally, I would like to say that I thank Mum and Dad for the gift of life and the part they played in it and giving it to me. I thank them, Eileen thanks them, and my 2 sons thank them. We love you very much.
Being the only girl in the family, I don't need. Actually, I lost it. I was born in 1965. Mum and Dad were allocated to New Road, and then they stayed for a short time over in Portmarnock with Mammy's sister Betty and her husband Stephen, where they had a very rewarding stay. They gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, the one and only. And the memory that I really have of Mum and Dad really was when I got engaged and I followed their road. And I married Pat. And from our wedding day to now, it has been a great source of support, yes. My mum never lets me down, and I always look for them for example when I needed a road to follow. Now, they supported Pat and I when we were married, when we were in our early marriage, and particularly when we were parents, and our children and all their grandchildren look up to their nana and granddad. Beautiful.
I wasn't going to read this, but seeing that she says that she's going to be the only one with no paperwork, I can't make a lawyer out of her. Don't worry, I'm going to be very nice. In 1952, Ma and Dad left New Road and they went to the new building estate out the road, and it was out in the country called Ballyfermot, 15 Deasy's Road. Now, I was born coming up to Christmas, and I'm told, and this is a story I picked up from around, I'm told that Mammy wasn't feeling very, very well. So Daddy Now, you must understand, in our family, and in most families, the O'Connor and the McGibney, Christmas is a very special time. But the year I came, they must have had the most closest Christmas they ever had. Now, not because of me. I was there to destroy it, and I still couldn't do it. Mammy wasn't feeling very well, so Dad went and he served the dinner up in our bedroom. And that's the story I heard. And I think that's a fantastic story. But everyone else was there, you know, I think it was really fantastic. I mean, but anyway, Christmas, I keep on this theme of Christmas because Christmas in our household was always special. Like, every year you'd be brought into town, you'd be treated to the pictures, and the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and all the cartoons and all that. And then you'd be brought off to the restaurant. It was Cafola's, but it was a restaurant, you say to us. And all I can really say is that with the way Christmas is, sometimes you felt as if it was Christmas every time, because we'd meet every one of you, you know, different times, and kind of a Christmas feeling in the house with the visitors coming in and all that. It used to be fantastic. So all I can say is that with the example Mammy and Daddy have given myself personally and the rest of us, that I hope that my house ends up being as hospitable, as full of love. And all I can say is thanks.
Sorry, no. Have to adjust the mic. I'm Barry. I'm the baby of the family. 1958. They took their time after Noel. For a while there I was a bit worried whether I was going to be born or not. I've got a piece of paper too. Yeah, I've got a rough idea. My hands are shaking. I might still get rid of it. After I was born, things were a bit better, because I've got more big brothers and sisters than the rest of me brothers and sisters. And sometimes that's a benefit and sometimes it's not, because they don't let you forget you're the baby. They keep telling you how hard things were when they were kids, and how soft I had it. At the time I didn't think it was that soft, but things were a bit better for Mum and Dad, and they were able to start their favourite pastime, and that's travelling. And by the time I was 8 or 9, they'd been in Oberammergau, Rome, the States. And in school, this made me special. Because not everybody had parents that went to Oberammergau, Rome, and the States. And my dad had a car, which was quite uncommon in Ballyfermot at the time. And he still has the same one nearly. But I grew up in a family of lots of brothers and a very special sister. And I think they're special because of the way Mum and Dad brought us up. Now, all my brothers I know feel that the example that they've given us is what we want to pass on to our kids. And the feelings we have for them, we would be honoured if our kids had for us. Now, I'm only after becoming a father. And when the baby was born, things weren't great, but with the help of God and the support of our parents, we got through it, and he's very well, thank God, the youngest grandchild. And the support was always there. Anytime we were in trouble, the support was there. And it was a very special kind of support. They didn't have to say they were there, you knew it. And we all felt it. So, all I can say is that I hope someday that my son can say that he loves his parents as much as we love ours, and that there's not much else I can have to say. Please. Noel and Rosemary get their height wrong.
I don't know what to say. I'm jaded from listening to all the support I gave. I feel like a crutch. But I want to thank everybody for their kindness and coming especially. And they all travelled so far. And I want to thank the family sincerely. They were wonderful. I can't say any more than that.
Well, there's one more thing. In the invitations we sent out, we asked you to send in a photograph and a story about Mum and Dad. And I was given the honour and privilege of getting it together. And by God did it make me proud. Because the stories were fantastic. This is the end result. And here is your work. And anyone who's not here, you can send on and I'll put it in later on. All of you have got this together. And I want to thank you all. And I want to present it now to me Mum and Dad. From everybody here.
Dearest and Rose, there remains no more to be said. This and this and this is your life. Have a good evening, everybody. Enjoy yourselves.
Get in over the last hour and a half. Could we